Have you ever had something you loved so much it filled your heart, yet made you feel like you didn't quite fit anywhere? In a quiet little village, cradled between misty mountains and fields of plum blossoms, there lived a small boy with eyes full of curiosity and hands that were always smudged with ink. He wasn't strong, he wasn't loud, but when a brush was in his hand, his world came alive because he loved to draw cats. Big cats, tiny cats, cats leaping, cats curled in sunlight. He drew them on scraps of paper, on the corners of books, even on the walls of his family's home. It was as if his mind carried a secret kingdom of whiskers and tails that couldn't stay inside. His parents, simple farmers, didn't know what to do. His father shook his head. "He's too small to work the fields." His mother sighed, her eyes soft. "Perhaps he belongs in the temple. Let the monks guide him." So one early morning, as the sun painted the sky with rose and gold, they packed a little bundle for him, kissed his forehead, and sent him up the hill to the temple nestled in a forest of whispering bamboo. Paper lanterns swayed in the breeze, bells chimed gently, and the boy felt a quiet excitement in his chest. The monks were kind, teaching him to read, write, and chant, but still, he could not stop drawing cats. He drew them in the margins of sacred scrolls, on the backs of doors, even on the smooth wooden walls of the meditation hall. The head priest, though gentle, frowned at the sight. "This is a place for prayer, not for scribbles," he said. "If you cannot stop, perhaps the temple is not where you belong." The boy's heart sank, but the priest placed a warm hand on his shoulder. "Before you go, remember this. Avoid large places, and keep to small ones." He didn't understand the meaning, but he nodded and set off. He wandered for hours, his bundle growing heavy, until the sun began to sink behind the hills. That's when he saw it. A lonely, abandoned temple, its roof sagging, its garden wild with weeds. Yet the doors stood open, and inside, the walls were bare. Bare walls were an invitation. He set down his bundle, dipped his brush, and began to draw. Cats leaping along the beams, cats with tails curling into graceful question marks, cats with bright, clever eyes. The silence of the empty temple filled with the quiet strokes of his brush, the imagined purrs of his ink-born companions. Night deepened, the air grew cold, and the boy remembered the priest's words, "Avoid large places." He found a tiny storage cabinet in the corner, just big enough for him to curl up inside. He pulled the door shut and wrapped his arms around his knees. At first, there was only the sound of wind in the eaves. Then came something else. A low, dragging scrape. A wet, heavy step. The air seemed to thicken, pressing against the walls. A growl rolled through the temple, deep and sharp, like claws on stone. It prowled across the floor, closer and closer, and the boy's heart pounded so hard he thought the thing might hear it. Then, a screech, a crash, another screech, higher, sharper, full of rage and pain. And then, silence. The night passed in uneasy stillness until the first pale light of dawn spilled through the paper windows. The boy eased open the cabinet door, his legs stiff from curling up for so long. The temple was empty, almost. Dark stains trailed across the floor, and as he followed them, his breath caught in wonder. Every one of the cats he had drawn now bore red marks on their paws, and their eyes seemed to glint with pride. They had been alive. His drawings had fought whatever shadow had prowled the temple that night. They had saved him. The boy, who had once been told his gift didn't belong, now stood in a place where his art had become his shield. From that day on, he became a traveling artist. In every village he visited, he left behind a cat, sometimes painted above a doorway, sometimes curled beside a hearth. People said those cats kept watch when the night grew deep, protecting against things unseen. And the boy, now a man, never forgot the night his drawings saved his life. He had learned that the thing that made him different wasn't something to hide. It was the very thing that could change the world around him. Because sometimes The gift that sets you apart is the one that saves you. Like, comment, and subscribe for more magical tales. And don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss a story that touches your heart.